How's it going, you guys? Adamocles here on behalf of 5-9 Gaming with another My Hero Academia The Strongest Hero video. This time I'm going to be briefly breaking down the gearing system in this game, as there's quite a few subsystems you might not know about, and hopefully this allows you to more easily clear content and increase your BP. As always, if you want to see more 5-9 Gaming content or you want to see more The Strongest Hero content, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you can see more, and follow us on our Twitter and our Twitch so you can see 5-9 Gaming go live with this game as well. Also, because it is My Hero Academia The Strongest Hero, feel free to hop onto Server 3 Chaco, where I am located, or Server 9 Momo, and join the 5-9 Gaming Alliance. You should be automatically accepted if you apply, and you'll be able to go and play along with some of us and help us out in some of our alliance drills and just clearing content in general. You can also feel free to add me as a friend personally so that I can help you out in all of your gaming needs. And without further ado, let's just hop into the gearing system. First things first, you might not have access to every single option that I have. That's okay. It unlocks as you increase your agency level. I'm agency level 40, almost 41, so I have access to pretty much everything, but still there's some things that I haven't even unlocked yet. Regardless, I'm going to go over all of it, so do not worry. Let's look at the actual gear itself. Every single piece of gear is going to have base stats, which are pretty obvious. It's going to show your total BP, and as you level up, you're going to see that some of them have extra stats on them as well. These extra stats can be transferred in between gear so that you can go and kind of tailor your gear set to how you want to play the game. Personally, I would suggest going for everything that's going to increase your actual damage output. That way, you're going to be able to clear stages faster, especially when you're autoing and letting the bots play. So my suggestion would be to go for crit damage, attack, damage increases, things like that. And that also ties into my next point, which is these pieces of gear. The reason why you shouldn't really be worried or nervous about investing in a piece of gear early on is that every single thing I'm about to talk about, all these enhancement boosts and modifying, it's all tied to the gear slot, not the individual gear piece. The only thing that changes is the extra stats on a piece of gear. Those are randomized, and that's what you're going to be farming for. So just for example, if you go and you enhancing boosts your base stats of the gear. So crit and defense for this piece of gear, you can see plus 51, plus 128. And this is tied to this gear slot. So if I go and I swap, that gear piece is going to also carry over this enhancement level. Now this is important because obviously you want to boost up your enhancement level, and it lasts for a long time because it sticks with every single piece of gear. So do not be worried if you have a crappy piece of gear about using the enhancement function. It's going to boost up any piece of gear that you put in that slot in the future. As far as boosting is concerned, boosting also increases your base stats, but it also puts a star on your piece of gear itself and gives you additional bonuses. So you can see these star stats at the bottom, plus 40, and plus 12, plus 12. These come from this boost function. Now, the reason why this is important is at a certain level, you're going to be able to overclock your gear and get a bunch of extra additional bonuses as well. And in order to do gear modifications and boost your gear up even further, it's going to be hindered by the star level of that gear piece. So you can see I'm at star level 2, and if I increase it again, I'm going to be at star level 3, and I'm going to get those bonuses. But as far as the modification is concerned, if I want to raise the gear level any more, if I want to increase the base stats even further, or increase the actual modification stats itself, I'm going to need to buff up that star level. And so as far as modifications, this also increases your base stats, but when you get it to a certain ranking, like say rank 5, you also get a bonus to your gear piece as well. So these two things, the boosting and the modifying, kind of compound on top of each other. So you're going to be you're going to be boosting up your gear, and then you're going to modify it to the point where you can't modify it any further, and then you're going to boost up the gear even more. And as you do that, you're going to get random affixes and extra bonuses on your boosted gear, and you're going to be getting random star stats as well as increasing all of your other base stats. Now, the actual base stats and the extra stats, these things, like I said before, can be modified and swapped out, and I will show you that briefly right now. Whoops, exited out. So if I go and I have a level 40 piece right here, and level 40 pieces of gear actually can contain 4 extra stats, whereas level 20 and level 30 pieces of gear can only contain 2 to 3 extra stats respectively. So I can go and I can do a stat transfer, and I can essentially trade this really nice tenacity stat over to my level 40 veteran belt, and that belt is now going to increase my BP even further. And you can do this with multiple pieces of gear that really, it really makes a big difference down the line. You can also go and at a certain point, once you reach level 40, you can fuse your gear pieces together in order to create set effects. So you're going to need, in order to do this, you have to have level 40 pieces of legendary gear. So one like this. Let me just remove it so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. And you're going to need 4 pieces of this, and you're going to fuse them all together in order to get legendary and these magnificent set pieces that really increase your battle power significantly. Look at these bonuses, people. I mean, plus 480 attack, and then radiant sets are even further down the line, where you're able to go and take ultra sets and combine ultra sets together in order to create radiant sets, which give you some crazy bonuses like damage bonuses and quirk damage increases. So the moral of the story here is you want to invest in your gear. It increases your total BP, which is obviously very important as you're leveling up. However, the total BP increase isn't insane. It's not that crazy. So I would highly recommend focusing on, using your money to enhance your heroes as far as the skills are concerned and as far as the leveling and the food is concerned, and then focus on your chips and your gear, because these gear enhancements that you make, every single one of them, it's going to be permanent to that gear slot. So feel free to go and swap them out whenever you feel like it. Do keep in mind that sometimes the game likes to play little tricks on you and recommend that you put on certain pieces of gear that wouldn't necessarily be optimal. So make sure you're just using your own brain and really looking at it and saying, hey, I want to have XYZ stats on this gear. Maybe I shouldn't go and equip something that only gives me, defense or something like that, because defense is not going to help you out that much when you're going and autoing and playing through the various levels of this game. I will just touch on briefly before we go, as far as the actual materials are concerned for leveling up these gear pieces. Obviously, you can go and acquire enhancing mixtures from doing the supply quests and stuff like that, but as far as the boosting and modification materials, these are a lot harder to come by, and the only way you're going to get them is through agency assessment period rewards. So those are really nice little bonuses you get for increasing your agency assessment level and everything like that, and through the mall and alliance shops. And that's why the alliance and being an alliance is really important in this game, because you can get these things in order to increase your gear level that you might not have been able to get otherwise. They are on a refresh, so they're kind of limited in how many that you can pull. So if you're a member of a bigger alliance or you want to hop into the 5-9 Gaming Alliance, feel free and reap the rewards and the benefits, because these are not easy to come by, guys. But they are going to pay major dividends down the line and really help you out in boosting up your gear and increasing your BP so you're able to take on harder and harder content. That pretty much sums it up for the entire gearing system, and I really hope that you found something new or you found something useful that's going to help you climb and succeed more in The Strongest Hero. As always, if you like this content, please make sure you go and subscribe on the 5-9 Gaming YouTube channel and follow us on Twitch and Twitter, where we will be talking about this live and tweeting updates about this game. And that's going to be it for me, guys. Damocles out.